Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitchin with Laura, and welcome to the evening edition of my Stitch with Me's. Well, I'm filming this in the morning before the live, so yeah, and that way I can just upload it right after. How about that? Well, as you can see, we have the pink landscape out again, and I had this out yesterday and I went a little bit crazy because I started on, let me get it down here where the light is. Sorry, I have to hit the bell. So I got this much done here, and there's like 4 or 5 colors to each one of these little flowers. Some of them don't have that much because they're in a different direction, but I thought I'd just continue with this because I really like working on this. I'm finding it very easy to work on. And I worked for maybe 2 hours yesterday and got an awful lot done, and I'm really liking it. So I'm working on the plum blossoms. They're a little bit darker than I thought they would be, so we'll see kind of how it all goes. But I think let me show you the picture again. They'll kind of show up because the background is pretty pale. I don't have oh yeah, I do. Hang on, it's going to crinkle. These are the extra colors, so this is the background against that, so I think it'll be alright. It just, I don't know, struck me as dark for some reason. But I thought we'd just continue because it was going so well. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. And as you notice, I tried to wash my hands. It didn't work. I have Dauber ink on my hands that won't come off. So I'm assuming that after I wash dishes about 200 or 300 times over the weekend, that sooner or later it'll come off. But it's not going to come off on the canvas here. So I tried again, and it still won't come off. So we had a blast last night. You know, I always have fun with my daughter. It took like, we were there from 6:15 until, close to 9:30. So that's how long it takes to run through all the little bingo games and everything. So for like, $25 each, you know, hey, it can, you can play all night. And they just run through so many games, and then about halfway through they have a, what do you call it, intermission, shall we say? And everybody takes 15 minutes, and then they switch caller people, and it's nice. And if you want to get there, like, say from 6 to 7, they have dinner, and they have pie. I don't know what the dinner was, you know, or if they just have pie, because by the time we got there, there was pie. So I don't know if they're not doing the dinner part, you know, because of everything else. We didn't have to wear a mask, so that was good. Hey, really? Really? It's a pretty pink-ish. It's more, it would have got an orange tone to it, so I'd say it's closer to a medium salmon again. But I'm just trying to fill in the spaces, so you'll see me cutting stuff. But we did have a good time, and that's all that counts. You know, we didn't win anything. It wasn't our night to win. One time around Christmas, I don't know, I think it was pretty much Christmas. I'm trying to pull that thread. Okay, seriously? I'm trying to get them evened up, and they just don't want to even. Anyway, they had a raffle, and they had, probably 6-8 bags of stuff all put together and everything, and you bought so many raffle tickets, and they put it in a big jar and drew names for each one of the bags, and you got to go over there and pick out which one you wanted. Well, my daughter won 3 times that night. So we had 3 great big bags, and they were kind of made up like family bags. Of course, they had the sanitizer and wipes and stuff in there, but they also had like little activity books for the kids, and they had for the adults they had decanters that were in shapes like one of them was a sailor, and it was done by whatever liquor company that was. I want to say Johnny Walker Red or somebody, you know. So they kind of, and there was other things in there I can't even remember. Maybe some paperback books. So it was kind of neat. So she, you know, went through all that, and we sorted it out, and in the car, and that was the night that we had a snowstorm when we went to the bingo. It snowed, like, started snowing probably, a half an hour before we got out of there. It was horrible. It was snowing so hard and so fast. We had 2 inches of snow before we could ever get in the car. Then we're sitting in the car with her dome light on, trying to go through these bags, to see if I wanted any of this or if somebody else wanted any of that or whatever. And we had to wipe off the car twice before we got out of there, and we both crawled home because I had my car that night. And yeah, it was a nightmare. So that was somewhere in December. So yeah, it was kind of cool. But they don't do that very often. They just did it, I think because it was Christmas and stuff. So it was different. But they just had regular bingo. And then they have, if they can get 50 people in there, then you have the full payout. But there was under 50 people. I think there was only like 30 some people there. Then they only have half the payout. So it's kind of cool. But it just gives us all something to do and something different. Hey, get down. Get down. Get down. Please? No. Get down. Hey, you're ignoring me. Thank you. Yeah, sit on the couch. Thank you. So, it's something fun to do. And it's not real, expensive. Now, next weekend, her and my son-in-law, they're going to go. And I'm going to babysit, so. He likes to go every once in a while. So. It's different. We sat there and ate popcorn and played bingo, and like I said, there weren't too many people. But yeah, I don't know whatever got into me yesterday, but I just picked this up and just started sewing. Didn't quit for about 2 hours. Hey! I hear a car going by. I had the door open. So, other than that, I worked a little bit on Louisa Cullimore. Just something to pick up. I get tired of counting, so that's what drew me to this. I guess they're moving along. Sounded like they were parked right out in front of me. And they very well may have been, but they moving right along. Oh, itch. So I didn't do too much of anything yesterday. My hip was bugging me. I thought it was going to rain. Oh, I realize who that is. That's a neighbor, not next door, but on the other side of them, coming home. It's a pickup truck. Oh, I hope I'm doing this right. I'm going to have to go look. Number 18. Yep, it's the right color. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it wrong. But I just stitched and stitched and stitched. It was quite bizarre for me. I put on some good music and went from there. And this is really nice fabric. It's not too thick. Hey! It's not too thick at all. Sorry for Molly. Really? Just stop it. But I just felt the desire to do these little plum blossoms. I wouldn't know a peach blossom from a plum blossom, actually. Not even if I saw it in person, so. But I know that the name of this is plum blossom. Hey! God, irritating. Of course, they're talking outside. But this is given really good coverage. As you can see, not much is showing up. Do I have to? And of course, then everybody's moving. Not moving, but moving around outside. That's the word I wanted. Nobody's moving that I know of. Of course, this lady 2 doors down, she got here way before the first of the summer. It might have been like spring or so, or maybe like March-ish. So I don't think they're moving. So, Molly! Hey! God. I, of course, have to go back because I've missed a couple of the stitches for one thing or another. I see that blue hanging out there all by itself. So I have to go back and... Hang on. Alright. I'm back. I shut the door. Maybe that'll cut down on the noise. I don't know what her problem is. Oh, goodness. So I'm about to finish the 3rd page of Louisa Cullimore. I don't have a clue how many pages are in there. Not a clue, but I'm about to get across the bottom. I think I got one more page. And then the bottom pages will be done. But like I said, you're working in motifs, so it goes a lot faster. So I just try to finish a section. And then go on to another one if I feel the... Oops. This is kind of square. And it doesn't want to sit where I want it to. And there's 2 of these. I don't know why they did that. There's ones that go up and down. And then there's ones that go down, up, up. Or just down. So you got downs and you got ups. And they're both in green. So I'm trying to pay attention to that. I hope it goes someplace else. But we're working on the ones that point up. And then you got green circles. But there aren't too many of them, so I mean it's not like it's real confettied where you have to totally pay attention. And then you have blue downs. I swear. It's like, could you picked a different symbol. You know, because I know y'all got a few. You can use whatever you want, but damn. It's like 3 different symbols. It's very similar. But I just wanted to work on the plum blossoms and see if I could get some kind of a progress going. And it's not real confetti. There are some very large parts. I just get tired of solid, you know. I want to see some progress. But like I said, the canvas is fairly thin, if you will. So it's not real stiff or hard to work on at all. I like that part. And the needle just glides right through it, and the thread's laying just fine. So I can't see anything wrong with this little pattern at all. It's not a Joy Sunday. In fact, I don't know who made it. Just generic. But I did like the picture. I just kind of follow around and not go too far. Sorry, guys. It's not real hard to go in between. On some of those that I've stitched on, it's very hard to go in between. Well, we're just going to end that thread right there. Sorry for all the stopping and starting, but it just happens that way. Maybe I should have picked another color, but I, want you to see that it does happen, It's not a pick a color and just do a great big swatch. You do have to work on the pattern part. And I wanted to do the flowers. So people next door have been having a lot of company and staying up. Oops, gotta move my scissors. Late nights. I had to make sure what I was doing. There's a hole right here. Not hole, but a piece, and it does say that number, so we're just going to stitch the whole thing. Somebody asked me to let them know when my birthday is. It's September 26th. So it's a few weeks off, so I have no idea. It depends if some of that stuff comes in. I have one in mind that I'd like to start for my birthday. But we'll see. We'll see. You'd think that some of it would get here sooner or later. There hasn't been a dang thing in my post office box all week. Oh, I might have gotten a letter or two, not letter, but bill or whatever is what I meant. I rarely get letters. Hush. So no plans this weekend. I think my daughter's husband, my son-in-law is going to work on her, what do you call it, fuel pump, because that has to be fixed so that she can get the kids to and from school. I had to figure out. See, here's one of those places where you got ups and downs and backs and forths. So we'll just kind of pick out the ones we need. There's one right there, I think. You know, in the whole scheme of things, it's not really going to matter. I'll pick out the ones I can see. So I think he's going to work on the car this weekend. They got to take the, what do you call it? The gas tank out. Yeah. Stupendous. Fun times. Sorry, I'm working against myself. I don't know what that is, so we're just going to bypass that. I'll have to look it up. Or wing it in the end. Oh, goodness. Hey! Really? Oh my God, guys. I'm so sorry. Get down. I guess I picked the wrong time to do this video. Down. Get. She's sitting right up there with the drape, with her nose between the drapes, looking out the window. I don't even hear anybody outside now. I hear voices from somebody else's house. You know, like I can hear them talking, but I can't hear what they're saying. Now we'll just go up. So yeah, no grand plans for this week unless some of those things show up. Of course, I'll have floss tube on Tuesday, but other than that, just kind of quiet. And you don't have to do back stitching on this. It's just regular stitching. Which is fine with me. Oh, you could take a little dark if you wanted to and get real carried away, but I'm just not that inclined. I don't back stitch unless absolutely forced. I was watching Mama Loves You GB, if I could just talk. And she was showing some of the samplers that she owned. Oh, you ought to check that out. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think that's awesome that people own old, original samplers. It's just fascinating. They're just like a little history lesson in themselves. You know, it's a glimpse into the past. I think it's great. And it's amazing that some of them have survived. So there's hope for our kids, you know. Do you see this? You know, because now they make thread a little bit different, everything's better, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This stuff will last for the next 400 years before it disintegrates. So this is one time that, what do you call it? Preservatives help. Can you just see it, you know, like in, I gotta have a drink of coffee. Like when I pass away, I'll pass this on to my daughter, who will pass it on to her daughter, who will pass it on to her daughter, who will pass it on to her granddaughter. Yeah. These kits will survive. The kits, the thread, the material, you know. Yeah, there's hope. And then hopefully somebody will have the presence of mind to put my name on it, and that way by the 5th generation grandchild, they'll know that it was their 5th generation back grandmother that started this. See? That's how that works. I have great faith. What do you think? Do you think they'll last? And the diamond paintings, I'm not real sure. I don't know about them. But I'm hoping they'll last nearly as long. See, what we're doing actually is buying things now so that in the future, our future children, grandchildren will have something to do. See? We're investing in their future. These flies around here are just driving me batty. I whacked several of them. I try to get them in the morning when they're nice and cold. They don't fly away as fast because I'm kind of slow. Trying to keep this in the light, but sometimes it just doesn't work. But as you can see, it just stitches along so nice. I'm just going to keep working on it until I get sick of it, I guess. But, God, fly! Get out of my face! One I didn't get this morning. This morning's spree of get the heck out of my face. I haven't even had my coffee and you're buzzing in my face. No, I've had my coffee. I'm on my 3rd cup right now. I was shocked. I took my water. I have a water cup that I got from the dollar store. It's fairly big. It probably holds, I don't know, 20 ounces of water, maybe? And filled it up once while I was there. So, yeah, been drinking a lot of water lately. I don't know what the deal is. Like I said, it's been kind of warm out. And it just gets dry in Colorado because we don't have a lot of humidity. Maybe 10, 15%. Not nearly as dry and humid as, say, Arizona. But I would say 20 to 30%. At least. I mean, I've seen it get down to like 15%, but it's just awfully dry. Now see, I'm not real clear on what, oh, here we go. Okay. I can see it now. It was like I couldn't see what I was gonna stitch because it's really kind of close together. I probably should have, you know, in hindsight, done those first, shall we say. But in the whole scheme of things, it's okay if you stitch the wrong thing. Come on. I think next I'll work on that. I don't know, lime green? Is that what that color is? Kind of looks like lime green. Or chartreuse. There's the word. Chartreuse. Alright, so we got that part done. I'll see there's going to be a few here and there left over when I get done, because I don't see them right off the bat, so I miss them. So I could just go back with a thread in the end and pick up all the excess little ones that are left over. But I kind of wanted to get this curve done. I don't know, I'm stitching and then I want to stitch someplace else, you know? That's basically how my life goes. Can't hardly wait to get to it. When you're stitching counted, you can't see what's ahead, so you just stitch what you're stitching right in that centralized area on the page. But I kind of like that it's all laid out and all I have to do is stitch. It sounds almost too simple to be true. That's circles. That's too far away to go. See what I mean? It just kind of jumps from here to there, so it's easier just to tie off your thread instead of, if it's too far, it won't go. Oh, and somebody else asked if I use, you know, like on my counted, if I have a working copy and I, what do you call it, use like a highlighter to highlight what I've done. No. I just start in stitching. And that's probably my downfall. Especially on long dogs. No, yeah, I remember thinking about a Haid. Haids, Mirabilias. Not happening. They're beautiful, they're gorgeous, but that full coverage thing and changing threads every 15 seconds ain't happening. I'd have threads all over that place. So, whoops. Those are down. Alright guys, well, I think that I've rambled on just about long enough. I'll show it to you as soon as I get this thread. It came out of my stupid needle. So I just tie a knot. Don't look at my back. It's pathetic. But, there we go. So it's coming along. Yep, I think lime green's going to be the next color. And it is another pink, as usual. But I'll try to finish this part right here. Get these all done, and then move along if I can. But I just wanted to work on the little plum blossoms and see how that was going to go. Alright guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and please hit the bell, and that way you'll know when my next video comes out. Stay safe, stay healthy, have a good rest of your weekend. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye. Keep stitching.